Buffs Nation, what is going on? Hopefully everybody's having a better Friday than I'm having. And I mean, this is a good way to start a weekend, Bird, with a big time commitment. How are you doing today?
All is well, man. I always appreciate you having me on, man. Really got some great news right before getting on here. So yeah, man, and definitely gonna enjoy having Antoine coming on the Boulder.
Yeah, big deal. You know, we've had him, we've had Bryce Underwood visit, we've had Boulder local Beckham Kritza. Sorry, I missed missed his name for a second, but you know, we've been getting good attention from some of these quarterback prospects, and this is a big deal. The number 4 overall quarterback in the class of 25 has committed here to Coach Prime. Man, before we dive into some of the film, what's your instant reaction? You know, yeah, give it to me, Bert.
Most definitely, yeah. So I feel like, I mean, he's that next heir apparent coming, right? I mean, he's the number 4 quarterback in the nation coming out of the state of Georgia, elite level prospect, really great size, physically mature, can really sling it. I mean, makes all of the throws, so much success already in high school, through 30 games, 70 touchdowns already. I mean, he's already broken records. Yeah, he got 70 touchdowns in 30 high school games. He has crazy numbers, like completing like over 70% of his passes. I mean, that kid is legit, man, and it's gonna be fun because he's not coming by himself. I don't believe he's coming by himself. I believe it's gonna be some Georgia playmakers as well that's gonna definitely pull up the boulder along with him. So we should be extremely excited for him in 2025.
Man, no doubt. Man, yeah, like you mentioned it, another Georgia guy coming out here to Colorado. There's got to be other recruits on the way. Really quick, just looking at his 24/7 prospect profile right now. 6'5" quarterback. Again, he's a junior in high school right now, which is insane. 215 pounds. Right now, he is the he's rated as a 91 overall. I guess right now on 24/7, they have him as the number 6 quarterback in the country. Maybe it's On3 who has him as the number 4.
It could be the composite too, because they mix them sometimes. We have like the composite ranking.
Yeah, so he's number 6 for both on 24/7. Cool. So who knows? But I mean, of course, being a quarterback, you know, when you're talking about a top 6 guy at worst, you have, you know, your pick of schools. So, I mean, any college football blue blood has offered him, has wanted him to commit, and we are thrilled to be having him coming to Boulder here in a couple years. As a sophomore, this is what they say here, led Houston County to a 10-3 record in the regional quarterfinals in Georgia's, I think that's 6A playoffs.
Yeah.
Sophomore All-American second team selection. That's a huge deal. Yeah. And again, sophomore year, 70.5% completion percentage, threw for over 3,600 yards. And get this, 40 TDs and 3 interceptions. Yeah. And you said now he has over 70 career touchdowns halfway through his junior year. That's crazy.
I think he's only thrown like 2 picks. I mean, he has like 25 through the air, only like 2 interceptions this year.
Man,
rushing
just man, that's just insane.
In Georgia, talk about like he's playing in Georgia. That's 6A football. He's playing in Georgia. So I mean, that kid's special, man.
Man, well, I'm thrilled. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at his huddle tape. Yeah. And yeah, if anybody's in the chat, feel free to chime in, hit that like on the way in, and let us know your thoughts. I mean, this is.
I think you cut out on me. Let me see. Can you hear me? I think, yeah, it cut out on me.
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I think I need to get a new cord for my mic or something.
I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Yeah, all that to say, let us know your thoughts in the comments. I'm pulling up the huddle tape right now. We can go through it again. Sorry about these volume issues, but let me go ahead and share my screen, and we can kind of talk through and react to his film together, Bird.
Yeah, that'll work. Let's do it.
Perfect. Let me go ahead here. I'll make sure we get through the ad play. But man, this is a great thing. You know, we don't have Buffs football going into the weekend this week, but we can at least entertain ourselves for a little bit with some Antoine film or Antoine Hill film. So here we go. Antoine Hill, Jr., class of 2025, 6'5", 215 pounds.
Already. That's crazy, man.
And again, you can see there, he set school records last year for completion percentage and most completions. Again, 40 touchdowns to 3 interceptions last year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But going off some play action, and goodness.
That's the way to start,
He's
right?
Sure. This is my first time watching his stuff.
Yeah, I've watched this a couple of times. The arm talent is there. He's special, man. I mean, it's just the ball just flows easy out of his hand. It's a very catchable ball, accurate deep ball. You can tell his eyes are always downfield. I mean, we got a good one, man, for sure. And you talking about putting weapons around him too, man. And he has the ability to. Yeah, God, man.
That ball placement was awesome.
It's legit, man, for sure. I mean, you completing 70% of your passes. I mean, you're an accurate quarterback.
And downfield too. Downfield to be completing that many is very impressive.
And he has his legs. So he can use. Now he doesn't really use it as much because he doesn't really have to. I mean, he's so good with throwing the football, but I mean, he's not a statue back there at all.
No, and like Bryce Underwood, you know, he's got those legs too, but it's nice to see that he keeps his eyes downfield, looks to throw first.
Yeah.
But man, give this guy a clean pocket. Good Lord. Oh, a nice little pump fake there to keep the safety at bay.
Yeah. That's a dot, man. Ball just zips out his hand too. It's crazy to think that. I mean, this kid is only a junior. He's only this is wild, man.
Yeah, man. And already 215. I mean, he already has that sort of size that you want.
Without question.
Goodness, man. You know, I think he'll fit in very well to what we're doing here with our offenses. That's for sure.
Without
nice
question.
Little seam throw too there. Yeah. And yeah, I would like to see a little bit more of him hit some of these quicker throws, but man, it's like, why put those on the highlight reel when you're just throwing bombs?
Right. Exactly. Right? He's going to score that tape for sure. That's what, like half the season, a little over half the season. Like 7 games so far. Yeah, so he should have at least, another 5-6 games, depending on how far they go in the playoffs.
Yeah, let's see what else he's got on here. Again, yeah, this is my first time reaction of looking at any of his film. I've been needing to get into it and just haven't yet this week. And obviously on a Friday, man, this gives you plenty to talk about. Let's see what other highlights he's got here. I think that we just watched his sophomore highlights. Have you watched his freshman highlights?
I haven't watched the freshman. I've watched some of his junior stuff too, but it was that may have been on his Instagram page or something like that. I haven't watched the freshman.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, this is stuff from a year ago with Perry High from from it more so his sophomore year. But yeah, let's just take a look at this and see how this goes. Do you think that this is somebody that we see as a guy who would come in here and be a starter his true freshman year, just like Shedeur was?
He has that level of talent. Now, of course, I mean, that's a tough role. Of course, coming in as a true freshman, starting at a Power 5 level, that's tough. No matter how high you're rated in high school, they come in and start as a true freshman is always definitely going to be tough. It'll be some growing pains for sure. But he has the talent. I mean, he's making all the throws. It looks like his decision-making is there. So, I mean, it's just going to depend on how quickly he's able to pick up Coach Sean Lewis's offense. Of course, it's going to be a different level of play, a different level of mental focus that you have to have at this level. But I mean, the talent is there, man. I mean, and we're gonna have weapons around him. Hopefully, by then we'll have better offensive line play as well. So we better protect him a little bit more than what we're doing with Shedeur. I think it's a strong possibility. Now, of course, you never know what's going to happen with the transfer portal. A possible transfer quarterback could come in. Maybe that can nurture him. We get an upperclassman to come in that's already played at the Power 5 level, and he kind of learns up under him. It could go that way as well. But I mean, if we have to throw him in, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, no doubt. I can't remember if this was the throw from the other highlight reel that we looked at, but just look at, I mean, he's got guys coming at him. I just like his poise, man, with this throw. Being able to stand in there, knowing he's going to take a hit. And, I mean, he just puts it where only the wide receiver can get it, man.
Yes.
That's real nice stuff.
Yeah, that's elite level ball placement there. Yeah, man, he's got it. He's got it for sure. Like you said, the size is there. So, I mean, he's going to be able to withstand any type of contact, any type of hits he may have to take, any sacks he may have to take. I mean, he's going to be able to withstand it. Because, I mean, he's 6'5", 215. I mean, he's not going to get any smaller. So, so I mean, yeah, he's going to be a good one.
He gets the ball quickly out of his hands, doesn't hold on to it for very long. Good job on the offensive line, giving him good protection on a lot of these throws. And, man, yeah, the ball placement, the decision making to have something like a 40 touchdowns to like a couple interceptions or whatever, that is
good.
That right there just shows that this guy's a sound decision maker.
Absolutely. And when he does come in, if he does play right away, I mean, you think by then in 2025, well, Marion Miller's probably gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the guy by then for sure. Marion Miller will be the guy for sure.
Well, look at this play action here. He keeps his eyes downfield, man, to just bait this guy that's already playing off coverage.
Yeah, he's already off.
And then, boom.
Yeah, that's really, really good.
I like that, man.
Yeah, he's checking off all the boxes without question. He's checking them off.
I wonder how fast he throws or whatever, but I mean, that doesn't really matter too much. But he's got a great arm, man, just throwing bombs. And it seems like, he has, I mean, that's just on a line right there. But I would imagine, man, he's got the ability to kind of throw, these different types of balls. You see it right there. He kind of floats that one in a little bit, but he can, he can layer the ball in, but, he can also throw those darts, man, downfield.
Yeah, it definitely.
Look at that, man. Between three guys.
Yeah, it zips out his hand for sure. I was watching some film on him where he was at like a camp, like a QB showcase type of deal, and he was zipping some passes. Some of the receivers were having a hard time catching the ball, and they were hitting it right in his hand. I mean, he just had zip on it, man. So I mean, he's definitely has some arm talent for sure.
I wonder if we'll get some of his other teammates. If he's playing 6A football, I imagine that there are some other guys on that roster that are worth offering and getting in here to Boulder as well. But man, this is great news.
Yeah,
I'm thrilled about this, man. And I wonder, do you think that this kind of starts maybe kind of like a snowball effect where we might see some more guys commit here within the next couple of weeks or so?
I think so. I think so. I think the Mason Waller kid, the wide receiver, that has been crystal ball. He's a 4-star wide receiver in the 2025 class. That kid's legit, man. That kid can really play. He's got like 40 offers. I mean, Bama, Georgia, Oregon, Oklahoma. I mean, you name it, he's got it, man. He was crystal ball yesterday to Colorado. So that's gonna be interesting there. But we can have those two definitely coming. He's another 4-star guy. He's 6'2", 6'3" guy as well that can go up and get the football, breaks a lot of tackles, can run a whole route tree. I mean, I think this is just a start. We already got Winston. Winston Watkins been committed. Winston Watkins, he's been committed in the 2025 class already. So we already got him sitting there. I mean, it's gonna get fun. I think 2025 will be Coach Prime's best class that he'll have. Once we look back on it, when we actually get to 2025, we're gonna say that 2025 class is probably the best one he's gonna be able to reel in.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let me go ahead and pull up where we're at right now. Yeah. Because we've had so many guys, and we're talking about so many transfers, high school commits, all that. I completely forgot that Winston Watkins has already signed up for 25, man.
Yeah, we already got Winston, and Winston is putting on a show. I believe he had this past week. I believe he scored 3 touchdowns this past weekend or this past week.
Oh, good.
Because he transferred. I don't believe he's at IMG anymore. I believe he's at a different prep school now. I believe Winston's at a different.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I don't think he's at IMG anymore.
Okay, so it looks like for 25 right now, we're the number 12 rated class, which is awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
First Baptist Academy in Naples.
Thought I saw that.
Did he start the year with IMG?
I don't know if he started. He might have, though, because he was there in the spring. I know he was in IMG in the spring. Maybe
I felt like I saw him on an IMG game earlier this fall.
Me too. I thought so too, because he scored. It was like the first game of the season. They played on like ESPN or something like that, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. And then we got Jamaris. Is it Jamaris or Jamaris? Wow.
Jamaris. Wow. I think they call him Gator. He from Florida, running back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He can tote it. Yeah, he can tote it for sure. Yeah. So I mean, we're racking up right now. I mean, those 3 kids right there are legit. And then you add the LaMason Waller kid that's already crystal ball. You add him to the puzzle in 2025. You're looking at a top 10 class already so far when it comes to 2025, and it's more coming for sure.
And I love that. Yeah, we're still warm on Bryce Underwood. Do you feel like that whole thing, that must mean that he's probably going to Michigan or LSU with seeing a commitment like this, with Hill committing to the Buffs? I would imagine then we're going to just be focused on him then moving forward, right?
You could, but honestly, I mean, I think they still try to recruit Bryce. Honestly, because of course, with these big time programs, I mean, you're bringing, you're bringing 2-3 top quarterbacks. I mean, you look at the Georgias, you look at the Alabamas. I mean, they're bringing in high level quarterback prospects year in and year out. So of course, at the end of the day, if you're a competitor, you're a football player, you're an athlete in general, you're gonna want to compete regardless of who's already coming. So I mean, if Bryce wants to come to Colorado, I'm strongly, in on what he believes and probably thinks that, hey, I can come in and beat this guy out. And Antoine probably thinking the same thing. Like, if Bryce does come, cool. We're going to have a quarterback competition, and I'm going to be the best guy. I mean, so competition is always good. If we can get Bryce in there, hey, I would be bad. I'm not bad, I tell you that.
Man, I would absolutely love that. I'm trying to look to see who's visited so far this year, but maybe is it just unofficial visits right now for juniors, dude? I don't know why any of those guys didn't pop up on my 25 visits.
Yeah, we've had some. Yeah, we've had some been unofficial, some official visits, but mainly those been 2024 guys out of the 25.
Yeah. I guess Cameron McKell is another guy to keep an eye out for. I think his cousin, right, is Amontre Bradford. So looking for him to commit as well. I forget, with Cameron McKell, what does he profile as being an athlete?
He's extremely talented. Now, some people see him being a receiver, and I believe some people also see him being a DB. He's extremely athletic, though. I was watching his film too. You click on because I believe he also has a few other schools that are highly interested in on him as well. I believe Texas A&M is one school that's strongly in on him right now. But yeah, they're cousins, so I mean, you got a good chance of getting them too. I mean, you already got Bradford, so it's a good chance. I believe there was like a picture of them back in the day when they were little, and they had like a Colorado uniform on, which is ironic.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
That was them too. Yeah, that was them too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty.
This one's full screen, right? This thing, this video I got.
Well, let me see. Right now, I see the kids, which says Cam and Amontre Bradford. I see those guys.
Oh, I'm on the wrong tab. Here we go. See, this is why I need your bird. All right. Well, that's as good as it's going to get for now.
That's cool.
But Yeah, this is
Yeah, that's
Cameron
Cam.
McHale's film.
Yeah, that's
Goodness.
Cam's legit. He's got another gear.
Yeah, goodness. So then, like, that Waller guy, he profiles as a wide receiver.
Yeah, Waller's.
Cam profiles as a wide receiver. We'll have Winston Watkins. We'll have Aaron Butler. We'll have Amarian Miller.
Yeah.
I guess Adam Hopkins is now a DB. Goodness, man, good lord. Boo Carter, you know, if he commits, they're saying he might move to wide receiver.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking Hopkins is going to be end up being a DB for sure. You know, he was a really good receiver, but he was really good at DB. So I'm thinking he's going to end up staying. The Waller kid is definitely a receiver. Waller also plays DB because I believe this year he has like 40 tackles and 2 interceptions, or he had that last year. But Waller is a pure wide receiver though. But Cam can play. Cam can do a lot. As you see it right now, he can do a lot, man.
Yeah, man, they're just getting him the ball, man, in any way possible.
Any way possible. Put him in the backfield, put him at receiver. I mean, in the return game, they're going to get. He's one of those type of guys where, hey, he's our best athlete. We're just going to find a way to put the football in his hand. But he can play a multitude of different positions at the next level without question. But he could. I mean, he's really good at DB. And it's going to be all up to him and what he wants to play and what he fits best. But I mean, like you said, you're gonna have Aaron Butler too. Aaron Butler's probably gonna play both ways. I mean, because he's got to play. He's got to play on offense. He's gonna have to. I mean, he's too explosive receiver. He's gonna have to. But I mean,
he needs to. His dad has commented here on the channel like probably a couple months ago or so.
Yeah,
he said that the plan is for him to transition full time to wide receiver.
The wide receiver.
Yeah.
That doesn't shock me at all. He's got it, and he's elite when he gets the ball in his hand. He's going to be legit, man. I mean, that's why it's going to be plenty of weapons because you think by the time 2025, when Antoine gets there, that'll be Aaron Butler's sophomore year. So I mean, he's going to be. You're gonna have an Aaron Butler as a sophomore. You're gonna have a Marion Miller as a junior. I mean, you know, you'll have Tavares Dawson as a senior. You know, you got Mason Waller coming in as a true freshman. I mean, and of course, we're going to get transfers. I mean, the portal is going to be our friend. So it's like, it's going to be fun in 2025 for sure.
Man, no doubt. I wonder, you know, if this helps our chances, you know, landing a guy. I know they're different classes, but a guy like Jordan Seaton. We need him so bad, man. We need some more beef on that O-line, man.
Need him. I think a lot of coaches, and I think our coaching staff in general, is looking to build the offensive line in the transfer portal. I really think that a lot of coaches like offensive linemen, especially when they come in and transfer in because they have experience. It's tough for a high school kid to come into Power 5 level. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some high school kids that come in, you know, 5-star offensive linemen that come in and can start right away on the line. But it's a strong transition. It's a tough transition because, I mean, you go to get some grown-ass men now. That's it's different as a skill position player coming in as a true freshman. I mean, speed is speed, right? If you have the ability to get open and can't nobody catch you, it don't matter how strong that DB is. It's open, right? But in the trenches, a little bit different, right? Some of these offensive linemen got to come in. They got to physically mature a little bit. They got to learn the system. They got to learn the scheme. So, I mean, but Seaton is one of those guys, though, that I think can come right there to play right away. He's that type of talent where you're talking number one offensive lineman type talent. He has that. I think if we can get Seaton, man, I mean, it opened the floodgates.
Yeah, and I think when I was talking with New Harper said this. Antoine Hill has more upside than any quarterback in 2025. I want to hear more about why. That's getting me pumped. I love to hear that. But I think when I was on the stream with Rob the Man earlier this week, you were saying that I guess Omar White's legal situation is getting worked out, and the plan is still for him to come.
Okay, that's really good.
Yes, and right now he's not playing. Of course, dealing with all that stuff, and then I think just getting the classes taken care of so he can be here in January. And all this stuff, I guess, is I don't know. I can't confirm it, you know, or anything like that. But that's just what we've been hearing, and he would be a big get, you know, to get on our defensive line because he was a 4-star rated player. Of course, it's been dropped down because of what all he's going through and not playing this year. But he's going to be a big time boost to this defensive line, I think, moving forward.
I think so too. And he's gonna be one of those guys. He's gonna be ready to play some football when he get there because he missed his senior year. He hasn't played football since his junior year. Of course, like you say, he's dealing with his legal issues, but that's gonna clear up. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna get on campus. He's gonna get the mentorship, but he's gonna have a special chip on his shoulder without question because I know he's hungry to play some football for sure.
Yes, no doubt. Yeah, people are asking in here, who's better, Hill or Underwood?
Hey man, it's always 1A, 1B. I mean, they're both they're like the same kid almost, same size.
Yes, both 6'5".
Yeah, they're the same size. I mean, they both got it. They don't have to run, but they can run. Really good ball placement, really good arm talent. I mean, it's gonna be tough if they both come. What a QB battle that's gonna be. That's gonna be a battle right there, man.
Because I'm about it, man. I love the idea of having one of these quarterback rooms like Ohio State's had for so many years, or Alabama had for such a long time, or Texas. I mean, they got 3 guys that could easily be starting for most FBS teams right now.
Yeah.
Having a room like that would be freaking awesome.
Absolutely. That's why I think they need to go out to Bryce. You got to continue. I mean, you have to, because I mean, you never know what can happen, right? So I mean, you got to continue. At the end of the day, of course, we're on Antoine without question. We're loving to have him, and if it's just him, then let's roll. But if Bryce want to come too, let's have a QB battle.
Yes, no doubt. Well, I know we're getting to time here in just a few minutes, Bird, but always appreciate you being able to hop on with me. It means a lot. It's a great way to start my weekend, celebrating this with you. But, man, really quick, give me just bullet points, 3 things, man, that you're hoping is accomplished in the bye week so that we can take care of business and get that win against UCLA next week.
Real quick, number 1, penalties. We got that could be number 1, 2, and 3. I mean, penalties. I think we're the most penalized team per game in the nation right now. We had 17 in the Stanford game, and I mean just costly penalties. It's not just penalties; it's costly penalties. I'm right there with you, Nicholas Braxton. Say you want Cam Coleman, I want him too. Yeah. But penalties is just. We got to clean that up because honestly, that's what beat us in the Stanford game. We beat ourselves. The penalties were just atrocious. We definitely got to clean it up. Offensive line play, of course, we've been preaching about that all year. We can say that every week, right? I mean, it wasn't the worst performance, but it wasn't the best. But it was good enough without question. And then 3, we need to finish. Now we finally started fast, and then we finished slow. It's we can't put it all together. We got to put it all together. I'm waiting for one of these weeks where we start fast and end fast. That's what I'm waiting for, a consistent week where we just are special offense, defense, and special team.
Man, absolutely. We got to get those things corrected. Got to play a good game next week. Hopefully the bye week helps out with that. I want to give a quick shout out to Rawhide Media for you. Be sure to go check them out. Appreciate the super chat. That's always helping us out. Always means a lot. But Bird, I'll let you get going, man. As you head out, let the people know where to find you and what can they be expecting to see from you as we get ready for UCLA.
For sure, most definitely. Always appreciate you always having me on, man. Without question. You can find me on Bird's Eye View at YouTube, of course, at Baseball Driven on Twitter, at Bird's Eye View 5 on Instagram. Just going to continue to cover this Colorado football program and provide you guys with all the knowledge and everything that I have for this upcoming season and the seasons, of course, to move forward. So I appreciate you for having me on always, David. Looking forward to come back on.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, I'm going to head out to start my weekend here. I'll be back with some video tomorrow of some sort since we don't got Buffs football, but be on the lookout for that. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a wonderful start to your weekend. And as always, go Buffs.
Go Buffs.